India. This is Jean Bayasa. And Evelyn, they call her Flocka. And I, of course, am Weta.
Weta.
Yeah.
Weta isn't her real name, it's her street name. She carries it proudly, without apology. In the world of girl gangs, names like Wicked, Flocka, and Loca are meant to be flaunted, like badges of courage. It is just one facet of a lifestyle marked by contradictions, bravery and fear, love and hate, peace and violence. But often, those contrasts are masked by an atmosphere that appears surprisingly normal.
Hey, homegirl, what's up? Gangs ain't what everybody thinks they are.
No.
Not everybody's bad. When you see a gang member walking down the street, don't think that, well, man, shoot them, get rid of them. Not all of us are alike.
Not all of us are bad.
What is it that you do? What makes you a gang? Or what do you do all day, every day?
Kick back, hit people up, kick people out of your neighborhood, make sure your neighborhood is your neighborhood and you don't let nobody else in.
The neighborhood. Every gang has one it pledges to defend. Rival gangs are never more than a few blocks away. In Los Angeles County alone, there are an estimated 600 different male gangs with some 70,000 members, and 300 girl gangs with as many as 30,000 members. Weta's gang is described as typical, not as violent as some, but more dangerous than others.
Well, let me give you a stereotype of girl gangs, and you tell me where I'm wrong, if I'm wrong. Young girls who kind of immoral, kind of loose with their, sexual activity.
No.
Drug abusers.
No.
I'm clean. I do no drugs.
School dropouts.
No.
Okay. Prone to violence and fighting.
I'll get you to that one.
Okay.
They call their gang Southside 147th Street Hawthorne 13 Little Watts Gang, or Little Watts for short. They preside over a small 4-square-block territory in the South Bay area of Los Angeles. It is an attractive, working-class community far removed from the desperately poor barrio often assumed to be the home of Hispanic gangs.
Little Watts is your family,
Right.
and you will die for each other?
Yeah. If that comes down to it, then that's the way it goes.
It comes with the territory.
Okay. What is it about being in Little Watts that's better than being in your own natural families?
Because some of us don't have. Some of us, you might not always have a natural family. And this is like, some of us, that's all we got.
Is that for all of you, this is all you've got? No. You got family?
But I consider them my family too.
Which one is the most important to you?
Well, to me it's the same. Because, they do things for you too that your parents do.
Well, what does your family think about your being involved in Little Watts?
I don't talk about that.
They care, but like my mom, she cares that I'm in a gang. She's afraid of me dying. She doesn't want to say, well, I don't want to go to the morgue and say, yeah, that's my daughter laying there.
20-year-old Weta, whose real name is Carol, shares this comfortable 2-bedroom apartment with her mother. Surrounded by the typical teenage paraphernalia, her home life stands in stark contrast to her street life of the past 8 years. She has held several jobs and gone to school, but remains the president of Little Watts. Nowadays, Weta says, she no longer gangbangs, no longer hangs out, stirring up trouble.
I got tired of being shot at and chased. People trying to kill me all the time. So after 8 years, I guess that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Did you ever get shot?
Get hit?
Did you ever get hit? Yeah.
No, I never got hit, but I've been shot at a lot of times.
Have you ever shot at anybody?
Yeah,
And have you ever hit anybody?
maybe. I didn't stick around.
Were you happy and satisfied with that? Did you enjoy that?
I was hoping I would have killed him. I had personal reasons why, though.
How much violence are you involved in, as either from the standpoint of defending yourselves or defending, as you've described, your territory?
Same as the guys.
Same as the guys.
I'll tell you the truth. I think there are girls that are badder than the guys.
But now, the guys are known for drive-by shootings.
So are the girls.
Yours too? You too? You too?
Yeah. I've been driving many times.
Can you explain to me and to our audience, because I know that we don't understand.
You plan out which way you're going in, you plan out which way you're going out. You get who's getting the guns, y'all get set up, do the drive-by real slow, make sure they're there. Yeah, you see who's pulling the trigger, you drive by, you see what you got, you start capping on them, and you bone out, you take out, you know? We don't mean to hit innocent bystanders, you know? We're sorry if you're there, but there's sometimes, you know, we gotta think, well, this is something that we had to do.
The image of a tough, gun-toting, knife-wielding gangster roaming the streets is a frightening but simple image to picture. It's the one we're used to seeing on television and in the movies, only it's not necessarily the complete or even accurate picture of who these kids are and what they do. In the day we spent with the little Watts girls, we found that much of their day is spent just hanging out, passing the time. Another contrast to the violence we so often hear about.
Most of the time that you spend, obviously, is not in fights.
Depends where you're at.
You spend a lot of time fighting, but most of your time is not spent doing that. You spend more time putting on makeup than you do fighting. Come on. Is there the possibility for an alternative to living your life like this?
For some of us, it's hard to change because, you know, once we're in it, we can't back out of it, you know. It's in our heart, you know, we're down for it.
Leaving a gang isn't always as simple as just finding an alternative. Oftentimes, there is little distinction between gang members and ex-gang members because their loyalties remain intact. A few of the girls say they are out of the gang, like Jean, who now spends most of her time teaching children's gymnastics.
You gonna come down now?
But it is a sad reality that too many of these young women can't imagine a life outside the gang.
A lot of times I hate myself because I see things that I've done to other people, and then I feel real bad, like, what am I doing out here? I'm setting a bad example. But I have a hard time thinking about my future because I never know what might happen to me the next day.
Can you see yourself at 30 years old?
No, because in my dreams I see myself dead.